Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I think the last video has been my St. George preparation at St. Moritz, and since then a lot of unexpected things have happened. We were actually nearly on the way to the airport, and then in the morning when I woke up I had a little bit of a strange feeling in my throat, and first I thought, maybe it's just like the excitement and nervousness pre-flight and pre-race. So I didn't pay too much attention to it, and then Philipp wanted me to go on a little easy jog before the flight, so I did that, and I came back and told him like everything is hurting, like I feel really down, and then we decided to do a spontaneous COVID test, and that turned out positive. So all of a sudden, all of our plans crashed big time. To be honest, I have no idea where I got the virus from. Like, my contacts, they're super minimal. I think I went food shopping once where I wore a mask and did all the disinfection and stuff. I was already so happy that my preparation went so well and I didn't caught like any injury or niggle, and that was already a big success for me. Though I think in this case we can be really proud of our team, that my shape was the best I've ever had, and for some unlucky reason I caught COVID and it stopped me from competing. When we decided that we won't enter the plane on this day, we still had the hope back in our mind that a few days later, maybe when my test turns out negative again, we can still make it. Of course, this is not something I would put on the table if it's just like some preparation race, but because I prepared for months and worked so hard for this World Championship race, I really wanted to still believe that there's a chance that I can make it. So from the moment when we decided that we won't be able to travel to the US, the symptoms really hit me hard. So I got high fever, such a bad headache, and I couldn't leave the bed for 2 or 3 days. I also had to face the fact that I won't be racing at the Ironman World Championships in St. George. And that was a real low point. Of course, I'm still super frustrated and sad about it. This was my big goal, and it felt like with the challenging course and a wetsuit swim and the hilly bike and hilly run, that this could have been my chance of having like a really strong performance. I felt ready for it, and I had to let go the big goal and dream. Maybe the positive is that this year we have 2 chances. There will be another Ironman World Championship race in October, hopefully in Kona. And this is the big goal I'm working for now. So my fever during the illness was pretty close to 40 degrees, which is quite high. At some point I really felt like I need to lower it. I didn't take any medication to lower it because I think fever is the smart way of the body to fight against the virus. But at some point I also felt like that I'm simply too exhausted. So I actually got the advice from my sponsor Icebein Recovery that I can use their system to lower the fever. That's actually something I tried and it worked so well. So I used the recovery pants to cool my legs down. It helped my body to reduce the temperature, and from that moment on I felt like I could recover a lot faster. Something we started to do maybe since day 2 or 3, that it's also an advice we got from a doctor that we need to ventilate my lung as much as possible. So I used the EDIAC P100 to do some real proper breathing, because especially when you lie down and your breathing is limited, I felt that really helped me, just to keep the lung capacity. And now I will continue to use it with more demanding programs to try my lung to get back to full strength. One thing that I also tried to focus on was taking micronutrients as much as possible. So my AG1 came in very handy. I doubled the portions just to support my immune system in the best possible way. And I also felt that this helped me a lot to get rid of the virus. Yeah, overall I think it took me 8 or 9 days until my tests turned out negative again. After that, I started to move a little bit. Before, I just went on some easy walks with the dogs. But as soon as I started to walk a bit faster, or when there was like an uphill section, I really got out of breath. So that was kind of scary because, you know, before, just like a week before, I was like in the best shape ever. And then I got out of breath by just walking up a hill. I take this COVID infection very serious because I know many athletes and of course also people that have quite some damage coming out of the infection, and also some heart muscle infections, and that is definitely something that can end your career or your life. So I'm very careful. I listen to my body a lot. Luckily, I can track a lot, and I have a lot of data pre-COVID, and now I can, compare the data. So very helpful was also my Whoop data, and it was also very interesting to see the incline of my resting heart rate and inspiration rate and temperature. That's all stuff that my Whoop kind of already showed me, like that it's going up as first signs of the infection. But because I'm always like a very nervous traveler, first I thought, you know, that's just because of the upcoming travel to the US. But turns out it was because of COVID. So it's pretty cool that these devices can help you even to detect like infections coming up. So you kind of can be prepared. As soon as my tests were negative again, I started with a little bit of cycling on the turbo. I watched my heart rate and it was definitely higher than before. So I rode super easy, just like regenerative air zones. Then I kind of took it from day to day, still in tight contact with my doctor, still doing some blood work, and I will do another lung function test and ECG to see if my heart, everything is well. But after week 3, I can say I feel a lot more normal. So that means I'm less fatigued. I have nearly none headache anymore. And also my heart rate has come down a lot. So it looks like normal. But then, of course, I also missed nearly 3 weeks of training. And that definitely has an impact. So I feel less fit, of course. So my goal is now to get back into training slowly but surely. I started to do some hill reps on the run. So I'm nearly finished with my hill reps. It's the first real hard workout back. I'm not pushing too hard, just go by feel. I did 10 times 1 minute, and it's painful but also great to have lactic acid back in my legs. Pretty good start into the day. Right now I'm just in the mode where I test how it feels, and if it feels good I can push a little bit more the next time. So I think for everyone who's maybe in the same situation, I would suggest to listen to your body. That's number one goal, to get a checkup at a doctor and talk with them about your situation, and then just try if it's working and if it feels bad. And even if you feel good in a session, I also experienced that after the session or the day after, like I was so fatigued. So that's also a sign for me that it was too much. So that's how I'm tackling my training right now. I had some promising bike sessions over the last days. I saw some power numbers coming back that made me happy, and also kind of confident that maybe also over the next weeks I can start to think about doing a race. You all know a clean bike is a fast bike, so I had to clean the corona dust off my bike. Now it's running smooth again, and to get some additional motivation, I'm wearing my new custom Castelli kit and new Markov custom helmet. So far it works. I feel very motivated to work myself back towards some good fitness again. So right now I'm just doing a 2-hour ride, maybe a little bit more, but don't tell Coach Philipp. It's so beautiful today, sun is shining, and I'm at my favorite home mountain, the Königstuhl, and probably will do some more climbing now. Swimming actually feels the best, maybe because my heart rate is always a bit lower in the water than on land.
We had to decide to skip the World Champs. This is maybe one of the strangest decisions we had to take, because Laura never felt that ready for a World Championship race. And now we are like this 3 weeks after, and now it feels like she's getting back to normal. Even if we skip all high intensity stuff, we decided if we see that she's back in training again for 1 or 2 weeks, we will have a look for new races, new goals. For sure this is not the World Championship shape we prepared, but I think Laura will need the release of the pressure not being able to race, and then we're gonna start building up towards Kona again.
Of course, I'm super hungry to race because I had this huge block of training over the last months leading up to the World Championships, and then I couldn't race and I was so ready to race. So right now it feels so wrong for me to go back to training and do like another big training block. I want to race, and hopefully the next training sessions will be good and the numbers come back, and then maybe I get the go to race. So it's very likely that you see my name on many start lists at the moment. That's because there's no way to do like a late entry. So that's why my name is on many start lists, but that doesn't mean I will race all these races. But I will decide very spontaneously if I will race, and of course I will let you know. The best way is probably at my Instagram account at the moment. That's maybe the most up to date. Of course we will also continue to do the YouTube videos, but I have to be patient and see how my progression is going. So far I'm very happy that I'm back in training and that I already did some days that felt like proper training days, and that's what I'm focusing on right now. I'm sure COVID had a big impact, but I will be back.